Welcome back. It's the Flow Friday Sports Show here on Flow FM. And it's time for us to pick apart North Central Netball with our correspondent, Kylie Walsh, who is on the line with me. Lots happening. Kylie, great to yarn with you again. How are you?
Very well, thanks, Alice. How are you?
Very well indeed. How was Anzac Day?
Yeah, good. We had a nice attendance at our ceremony down the main street of Birchip. That was lovely.
Beautiful. That's what we want to hear. Well, over to the netball side of things. Let's go to the B grade from last weekend, and lots for us to chat about. Now, in the A grade equivalent of this result, we're going to spend some time fixating on what went on, but B grade wise, we had an absolute thriller of a game. Wedderburn in the end getting over Sea Lake Nandali, but a very competitive Sea Lake, mind you, Kylie, in the B grade, and a vastly improved side from last year as well.
Oh, absolutely. And look, Wedderburn certainly used the ability to spread their A and B grade players across both grades, which is all within our bylaws, which is great. And that was really effective for the Red Blacks blending their players throughout the game, throughout the court, and that was a big dominance over the Tigers, particularly in the third quarter. But the Redbacks were too strong in this game for the Tigers, despite the final score of Wedderburn 67 defeating Sea Lake Nandali Tigers 38. I don't think the score would have reflected the game.
12-goal win for St Arnaud over Witchy. How did you see this game?
Yeah, well, St Arnaud really took the jump on the Demons from the first whistle, and Tori Tillig fed her goal as Alex Baldwin strong into the circle for the States, and Witchy-proof Narraport added Jenna Allen into the blend, which I think would have assisted them. But Saints' defence combination of Imogen Amos and Ada Bonventura were able to assist their team, keeping the noses in front for St Arnaud at the end of each break. But both teams really capitalised on the rolling sub to break each other's momentum. However, the Saints should be really pleased with their fourth quarter effort and were rightly rewarded with a win over the Demons 40-28.
Now, we had Birchip and Donald drawing 39 all. Essendon, Collingwood eat your heart out. Now, coming from a soccer background myself, draws are a part and parcel of the game, but I find it fascinating how in the Australian codes, we have these sort of really weird reactions when we get drawn games. What's it like in netball when two sides draw? Yeah,
well, as you could certainly see, everyone's shoulders drop when the whistle blew and that was a drawn game. Like, it's just, I guess, disappointment, but I don't know. It's 2 points each, but yeah, after all that hard work in the dying moments. But it was a really terrific game to watch, and it nearly looked like a game of chess at various points because both teams were flipping players from ends of the court and trying to gain that bit of breathing space. And it was a really battle of power through the centre court from Bulls Sandy Richmond and Donald Zanthi Rice. They were both really determined to gain a bit of an edge, but yeah, you could feel the pressure dwindling at the final minutes of the game, and it really felt like a final, trying to get that goal-for-goal scoreline to break. But the Bulls, in the end, couldn't beat that clock in the dying seconds, and as we said, it ended up with 39 goals apiece.
All right, we had another exciting game in the B grade between Bort and Charlton, 55-36, the home side's way. Bort getting up. How did you assess both sides in this one, Kylie?
Yeah, well, it was, as we mentioned last week, it was a twilight game. So congratulations to Bort for unveiling their new resurfaced courts before the game. So it was nice to reward volunteers for all their fruits of their labour and unroll their courts for the season. But I think it was a very evenly paced game, and Cassandra Adams for Bort certainly had her eyes for the post straight away and was really dominant in the circle, creating havoc for opposing defenders. But Charlton sort of tweaked their attacking end ever so slightly and got within reach of the Magpies. However, swapping out Isabel Hosking and Phoebe Malone in defence for Bort certainly slowed the attacking pace for Charlton, and that really altered the game dramatically. But so, despite an even fourth quarter, Bort still had the advantage from their early dictation over the game, and that resulted with their win over Charlton 55-36.
Well, that's the B grade done from last weekend. Let's take a look at the A grade results. and none more surprising than Sea Lake trumping Wedderburn 45-41. What was the reaction after this one, Kylie? Give it to us.
Wowzers. What an amazing effort. And full credit to the Tigers with the turnaround this season. They've put it together, and I think they should really take away their amazing effort over the Redbacks, and particularly with the third quarter with a 11-goal turnaround. It's just amazing effort, and they really stayed true to form with their squad. They didn't change it on paper, so yeah, that should really boost their club and the team.
No doubt about it. A very close one between Witchy and St Arnaud, 31-27. Witchy too good. How good exactly were they?
Yeah, look, I think it was probably a great game for both, with being a bit close, but they've both sort of tweaked around a few of their attacking ends. But every quarter there was only a goal or two in it, so it would have been a really great game for both teams.
All right, moving along to the Birchip and Donald game. 10 goals in it in the end. Birchip too good. You would have seen this one firsthand. Was this expected?
I probably would have thought it would have been a bit closer than 10 goals, but the Bulls certainly got their momentum in the goals end, and certainly pushing through the centre. But Donald certainly tweaked a few times throughout their court. But yeah, I thought it would have been closer, but it was a very good game to watch. I don't think the final scoreline really reflected on that game either.
Finally bought 42, but too good for Charlton, who scored 26 goals in the end. To cap things off in the A grade, I guess the sort of overriding theme has to be how close this competition is right now.
Oh, fantastic. I love it. It's great when it flips a bit from those who were dominant last year and you throw a few unknowns in the mix. It's great particularly for diehard netballers like me watching from the outside. It's great. And it's great that it's unpredictable at this point in time.
All right. Well, Kylie, why don't we just quickly get a ladder update from you from the A grade, and then we'll get a feel for how you see things going this weekend.
Sure thing. After round 2, we have Fort sitting on top, followed by Wedderburn, Donald and Ngunnawal. That's our top 4 at the moment. Birchip Watcham are sitting 5th, followed by Sea Lake Nandaly Tigers, Witchproof Narraport, Charlton and St Arnaud. All
right, and over to you, Kylie. Give us your impression of how you see results going on the weekend.
Sure thing. So this week we have Charlton versus Wedderburn at home. So I think despite the motivation driven by Charlton having their first home game, I think Wedderburn will be on a mission to dust themselves off after that upset loss last week, and Wedderburn will take the 4 points over Charlton. We have Sea Lake Nandaly Tigers playing at home to Witchproof Narraport. This will be a great game, but I think Sea Lake will certainly be on a high from that unpredictable win over Redbacks, as we mentioned earlier. But I think their self-belief and knowing that they can deliver against the top teams this year will be it's just an advantage in itself. But Witchproof Narraport will know the gameplay of Tigers' key goal and the key to none. So I think that the Tigers will continue their winning game plan from last week and take the win over Demons at home. We have Birchip Watcham travelling to St Arnaud. I don't think the Saints will have the strength at home against the Bulls. However, I don't think Bulls will be able to relax against this team, and St Arnaud will still challenge them across the court. But I think Birchip Watcham's consistency across the whole game will allow the 4 points over St Arnaud. But a little interesting with key import Keegan Amos to see whether she'll dip a toe into B grade this week and play against her sister Imogen. So that'll be a great little contest to watch if that does occur.
Oh.
And our final, go sisters, is Ngunnawal travelling to Donald. So I think this will be probably the match of the round. It'll be very, very close. And Ngunnawal coming off their bye last weekend, so they'll be ready for the challenge of round 3. So I'm not sure what Ngunnawal's defensive end will look like going to this game, but I think their composure and pace might get them over the line against Donald. But I think it might even be just a 1-goaler, Alice.
Well, we certainly look forward to hearing all about how the spicy sister showdown pans out. We'll speak to you about that next week. That's Kylie Walsh updating us on all things North Central Netball. Kylie, great work as always. We'll speak to you next week.
Thank you, Alice.